Whoa, good morning, YouTube. Dropped my phone camera. Isn't it amazing that cameras are phones now? Or are phones cameras now? Anyway, the thing that I don't use now to call people is now a thing that I use to talk into the internet and spread my crazy tinfoil ramblings far and wide to all four of you. Also, reminder to like, comment, and subscribe to my giant head so you can have all the data that is data across the nation. Yeah, okay, so now that we got that goofy business off the way, I am now free of my job. It's the day after. Everything is gnarly. Was a little weird going in for my last shift. Felt a little light, felt a little happy, sort of insufferable to everybody who was working. Like, I'm out of here. I get to go do other things now. So, in regards to that job was okay. You know, like I said before, it had some really definite good positives to it. Had some negatives to it. That's why I'm leaving. But can't diss working inside too much. That'll be a lifelong lesson I got from working northerly, is that you get a chance to work inside in the warmth, or fuck, even in the cold. Like, even a cold inside place is better than working in the great out there in the driving wind and snow and thunderstorms and frozen shit. It's great to be out there, to not have to deal with that, because being out there, that's for crazy people, like rig rats work outside, like those dudes that like swing steel and put holes in the ground with pipes in them. Those dudes are extra crazy. I got a lot of mad respect for the guys that work the drilling rigs. I don't care what you drill for. If you like drill for water, oil, fucking gas, whatever, you're swinging wrenches, you're swinging pipe, you put that pipe in the ground, you got my respect, man, because that's too much job for me, you know. It seems to me, on another tangent, that Discovery Channel has used to have a lot of shows about jobs that I would never do. Trucking in the ice roads? Never do that. Crab fishing in Alaska? Never do that. Work on an oil drilling rig? Pff, never do that. Are you kidding me? I am an out of shape, soft little mouse. I would not. Well, you know, I'd last about a day, maybe a day and a half on the drilling rigs. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. This ain't for me. You know, it would take one day that somebody would be like, "Hey, fat ass, you're slowing us down." You know, and I throw an 18-inch crescent wrench at their head, and you know, it'd be a fight, and you know, it just wouldn't work. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of person that can work well in that environment. And I think it's good to know. I think the Discovery Channel, you know, thank you, Discovery Channel, for proving to me that it's not a job for me. You know, it's not a job, and that's good. That's good to know. Like that's just good to know, you know. I drown. Like, if I worked on the drowningest catch, fuck, I'd be over the side. Fuck it, I wouldn't be able to do it. You know, I could admire those boats in the harbor. Like, hey, you want to come working for us? Pff, are you insane? Nah. This is not the kind of body that does that kind of shit. Though granted, I'd be great for the show, because you'd be taking pulls like, oh, is the fact I get a fall today? Bonk. You know, just a bunch of me falling and hitting my head. So there's nothing planned for the YouTube showing today, but I figure I might as well keep going at it. And maybe if y'all, you know, subscribe and share this with your friends, maybe they'll like my sort of what I do, which is, you know, I'm not high level at this, and I don't want to be. Like, I have a real job. I don't want YouTube to be my living. I always thought that was a bit weird. Like, professional YouTubers, you know, they're getting all crazy because YouTube's doing the adpocalypse thing and, like, kicking people off, and their algorithms, like, demonetizing everybody. I'm like, guess it's time for a real job, huh, mates? I mean, time to get out there and do real work for a living so that you don't have to rely on the fickle fates of YouTube, you know? I always thought that was weird, banking on something as fickle as YouTube. Like, because when YouTube came about, when it came to fruition, I didn't even know that you could make money off of it. I didn't even think you could. That's why I stayed away from it for so long. And then I heard about these guys like PewDiePie, or however you pronounce his name, that weird dude, you know, who made videos about him being, you know, crazy pants and you know, got like money for doing fuck all. Sorry, dude, you're playing video games, man. That's fuck all. Like, you're making a shit ton of money at it. I can't just the money making, but you're not doing anything. You're not spinning wrenches. You're not curing cancer. You're not doing anything of substance. You're playing video games. Now that in itself could be an argument of some kind of substance, because we let like football players and basketball players and baseball players make millions of dollars, and they're just playing a fucking game. So I guess there's some overlap there, so that's okay. You guys like PewDiePie and my favorite, my homeboy Markiplier making millions of dollars or however much money he makes. I don't know how much money he makes. And these guys got Patreons and all sorts of shit to earn money from this fickle beast that is YouTube. And, like, this didn't exist in 05, right? Like, this didn't exist back then. And this didn't, we are very much a world. Like, I can remember going to things like Newgrounds and, like, E-Bomb's World to get my video content. And YouTube was this groundbreaking thing. Like, I remember pre-ad YouTube. That was cool. I remember pre-ad YouTube. I remember before YouTube, the before YouTube time. And I remember, like, having to get a real job to earn money. I'm not going to stop harping on that. I think anybody who makes their sole living on YouTube with no backup plan is stupid. I think it's naive. I think that if they can't control YouTube with a big enough iron fist, that they'll just shut you down. They'll just deny access. Or they'll deny you money, which is what they're doing. I mean, really, when you look at it this way, they're denying you money. They're going to tell you they're going to shut you up. If your entire business model is YouTube money, then you will get destroyed because you'll say something that they don't like eventually. Once they, now that they've started saying and printing that if you say things we don't like, we're going to make it so that you're not advertiser friendly, whatever the fuck that means. You're not advertiser friendly, so we're going to shut you down. So there goes your whole revenue stream. You don't have a backup plan. You're not even a barista at fucking Starbucks. And now your whole rent, food, livelihood situation is on par because you said something that YouTube didn't like that changes apparently on the daily. Apparently, if you pay attention to YouTube, to its changing terms of service and user agreement, then fuck it. Whatever you say is going to be disallowed, and then they will retroactively ding you for shit that you've said in the past that was allowed 6 months ago but isn't allowed now. So that stuff you made 6 months ago is now demonetized, and you're fucked. I mean, you're fucked in a big way. So I think it's time that all YouTubers get second jobs, man. It's time to start working at Walmart. Time to start, securing your grounding, securing your funding. Otherwise, you fuck. You're fucked. And it's so easy to control whatever you do. Like, look at PewDiePie. As long as he keeps the N-word out of his mouth, as long as he stops from being stupid, he's still going to get the however much money he gets. Like, look at the YouTube. Look at the guys that go out on a limb and say things politically. Look at Three Arrows. Look at I can't even think of it right now. Anyway, look at the political side of YouTube. There's Three Arrows. There's Beau of the Fifth Column, which, hey, that guy's pretty fucking cool. I don't agree with everything he says, but, check him out. Oh, Christ, I can't remember anything. But look at who I follow. Like, look at all the political guys, and they're all talking about demonetization. And their entire funding is coming into question because they're saying things that YouTube doesn't like. Now, they're talking about the truth. Whatever they're saying, they're trying to get a message out, and that message is landing on deaf ears because YouTube doesn't want you to hear about it. They don't. They don't want you to hear about it. They don't care. They care about their advertisers. They care about making their money, but they don't give a shit about you, and they don't give a shit about the truth. I mean, look at like in the pre-YouTube time, like look at guys like Rantmedia. Look at Rantmedia. Google search that, Rantmedia. Big red R. Look at them. Let's see. Can I change the thing? I can't change my. I can't change the perspective. But when I drop the phone completely, that's gonna make it in there. But look at that flag there. That's the Rantmedia flag. Look at those guys. Yeah, those are the dudes. They did this with no funding. They did that for free. They had a donate tab. You donated to them hardcore, like old-fashioned wise, and that's how they made their money. And then they sold their goods. But they also gave their stuff away for free, and it's still for free. The Rantmedia archive is still torrentable for free, legally. They don't care about YouTube. But it didn't matter then. Because they knew, away, that whatever you're doing, if the powers that be, if whoever they are, whatever the fuck they be, if they can't control your platform with a big enough iron fist, they will shut you down. So what do? What's the solution? Well, the solution is to go private. Ghost your networks. Find out a way to get your stuff online privately. Host your own server. Sorry. I'm dying of the deaf. I have plottitis or something. I'm not feeling very well, but I'll get over it. Host your server privately. Get together with a bunch of your friends, create a collective, and fucking do it that way. Do it the Rantmedia way. Do it any number of ways where you can host your own media. Because YouTube, man, this is a flash in the pan, boys. It's been here for like more than 10 years, but trust me, YouTube, like they'll shut us all down, and it'll be nothing but sterile content. Before very long, if we start saying shit that they don't want to say. They've gone after the Alex Joneses. Now that guy's a fucking loony. He's a loony bin, and we know that. But like the slider of lunacy is sliding towards nominal stuff. Like, you don't have to be Alex Jones to get banned from YouTube. You don't have to be Miley Yiannopoulos to get banned from YouTube. You see what I'm saying? These guys are lunatics, but the loony bin is coming towards us. And if we start saying unhealthy and unfriendly things about YouTube, about politics, about whatever, we start thinking critically about the electoral system in the United States. We start thinking critically about the election system in Canada. We start thinking critically about any number of problems. They'll shut us down. They'll deny access because we're saying things that are bad to their bottom line, and they don't give a shit about the truth. No one's ever given a shit about the truth. Never has that ever happened. And anyone who says they care about the truth, they're lying to you. They'll care about the truth till you start saying things that they don't like, and then you're bitched. You're done. It doesn't matter. So host your shit privately. Get it out, word of mouth. We got to go back to basics, ladies and gentlemen. We have to go back to the basic shit, to the way it used to be. We have to start using fax machines again. Why? Because it's hard to control that. It's hard to down that data. Self-publishing, rolling pamphlets, getting out, doing meetups, word of mouth, protests. Cancel culture is only going to go so far till they shut down the platforms. Then we're going to have to go out and take to the streets again. The pendulum's going to swing the other way. It's going to happen. Trust me. Once they deny all online access, we're going to go offline again. We're going to go into the weeds, and no one's going to be able to find us. You see what I'm saying? You see the way the wheels tick? And just remember, if they can't rule it with a big enough iron fist, they'll shut you down. And they'll do it in any way they see fit. They'll deny access. They'll deny monetary funds. They'll deny anything you want. They'll just deny. This is Sydney. I'm going to end it the way my buddy Sean ends it. We'll never defeat the enemy if we're at each other's throats. So until next time, that's what Server said. End of line.